Yo, what's going on, boys? Today I'm going to be uploading the matchup guide finally. I know I've been delaying this thing for like a week now, but hopefully you guys didn't mind too much. Anyways, I think I put all the matchups I could. I think RG is missing because I couldn't really get a hold of like a good RG player, but except for that, I think I got all the matchups, so just sit back and enjoy. And yeah, if you do enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, would help out the channel a lot. I'm just going to hop in the games, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, first game of the guide is going to be 2.6 Expo, just because it's one of the most debated matchups in Clash Royale. I think it's even, in my honest opinion, but a lot of people think it's like Hog or Expo matchup. I think they're kind of biased in their own way, but yeah, as far as I know, this matchup is always going to be even. Whoever plays better wins the game, and as an Expo player, you can't really prevent getting outcycled, so I mean, it's ideal to not get outcycled, but you can't prevent it the whole game, so like right here, I think he's going to hog and I don't have a Tesla back, like not even close, so I'm going to have to archers on it and then going to have to knight on it. So yeah, I take one hit, but thing is I get a counter push and I can't go same lane because that's a fat fireball and a half, so I'm just going to go opposite. Didn't think he would like cannon right away, but yeah, that's the difference between the good and bad players. Bad players would go ice golem in the middle and then go cannon, letting me like block the cannon pretty easily because that would make it too obvious. But since Ian knows what he's doing, he actually played the cannon first, knowing that I wouldn't be able to block it, and then yeah, just played an ice golem log and everything. So yeah, in single, you once again really can't prevent getting outcycled, but your time to shine is double because you get to keep going in back to back and they have to hog on defense a lot, compared to single elixir where you're actually on the defensive and you defend their hogs a lot. But yeah, once you start going in, you need to look for that one sequence where you get to keep going in left and right, making them kind of awkward to defend both lanes. And yeah, get a lock on one of those lanes and end the game in like a spell cycle game like it always does. Okay, expos in the middle are also pretty good, but they're not really ideal in double though because they can just kind of hog in the middle. In single, they're ideal because the hog can be DPS pretty quick, but not when there's Ice Golem on the field. It's definitely gonna die, so just gonna knight over here to defend this. So yeah, main point in this matchup is do not panic if you're down damage or down elixir going into double because you're always gonna be able to come back. Archers log on the musketeer because that was too high. Alright, so this should be my chance here. Sometime soon I'm gonna have to go in and then I'm gonna have to get the sequence where I get to keep going in back to back, but looks like he's going to apply the pressure to kind of delay my expo for like a little bit longer. Alright, this is a really good time to go in. I think he's trying to get back to an ice golem, which he will be back. I think he's back right about now, so should be able to play it in the middle. Also, if they start fireballing your tower and the expo, you kind of have to like space out your expo and the tower, so you have to kind of shove it all the way up high to not let him fireball. But that's in the late game though, like I don't expect him to do it right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, really good Ice Spirit. I should be able to get like a few shots. Okay, only got one shot, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna expo again, just gonna knight. So yeah, you kind of have to like keep applying pressure. Okay, looks like he's going to start doing it now, so I'm gonna have to switch lanes and kind of like shove my expo. Or I could even go same lane, but yeah, just gonna have to make sure to shove my expo so I don't really take a lot of damage from it. Oh yeah, another tip versus like hog decks in general is that Tesla placement right there. If you play it over there, you can actually dodge like a pre-fireball or like a pre-EQ or something, which is why I always kind of do that for the first hog. A lot of people just kind of go hog EQ right off the bat or, you know, hog fireball right off the bat. And yeah, that Tesla placement helps you like dodge the spell and you can go in because you're going to be up a lot of elixir. I'm going to knight with the expo here. Okay, it looks like I'm not getting any damage. He's playing really good defense once again, but Skelly's on the musketeer to not taking any damage and then gonna log because that might get one shot. Could have used that log on the hog, but had to log the muskie, and I'm also kind of going for the right side now because I got more damage on it, so shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna arch his high to kill that muskie. I don't think he expected me to like do that, so that was good. Okay, I'm gonna fireball him. I think he's gonna fireball me back though. I don't know what lane he's going for, but alright, looks like same lane as me, so I'm just gonna Axeball on the left here. So at this point, if the game turns out to be like this, you have to wait for that one fireball on the Axeball, and then you have to like out fireball them. You have to like kind of mess up their fireball cycle momentum, and you'll be up a spell. And you just have to kind of keep that lead till the end of the game. So yeah, single elixir, once again, really tough because their win condition is 4 elixir and yours is 6. But double and triple should be fine because all you have to do is really bait out like a fireball on the expo, and then you'll be up like a whole fireball and just kind of keep that momentum. I'm going to fireball him again. I think I missed the muskie, but doesn't matter. Shouldn't matter a lot. Going to log. Tesla in the middle, I know he's going to fireball me again, but I'm back to another one. So yeah, literally that one fireball lost him the game because it would have helped him out a lot if he could get that one down on the tower. But unfortunately, he could not get that down on the tower, and my Tesla lives. My Tesla killed like 2 hogs, so that's really good as well. Fireball again, yeah, so just back and forth fireball cycle, but since I baited out that one fireball on the expo once again, I'm going to be able to win the game right here. So yeah, Hog 2.6 or even like Hog EQ, you have the Fireball cycle. I don't think I talked about this earlier, but oftentimes you might find yourself getting starting handed. At that point, you kind of have to go in and single to try to get the damage back, because you're not going to be able to get the damage back in double if you're down a lot already. But yeah, once again, try not to take a lot of damage in single, and I know you're not going to be able to prevent getting outcycled, but try to take like the minimum amount of damage you can. That way you'll be able to come back pretty easily. Alright, next game here is going to be 3M Pump. I'm facing the popular deck, which is Fisherman, Golden Knight, Ghost, Archers, Bandit, 3M, Pump, and a Bar Barrel, I believe. So, yeah, pretty annoying deck, but it's better than the other matchup. I think I also have the other matchups at some point in the video, but yeah, it's probably later. Alright, so first thing you want to do in this matchup is always fireball all the pumps. Do not let them have like a pump lead on you. If you do, you just kind of lose the game because of elixir disadvantage. So yeah, do not ever try to punish a pump in single, because it's pretty easy for them to just kind of like soak up some damage and try to get a lot of pumps down on the field. You have no idea how many games I've lost because I thought I could get away with like an expo when they pump, but yeah, that's just not the play. I've learned that the hard way, so yeah, always fireball the pumps. Do not ever let them have like a pump lead on you once again. And if they go 3M early to bait out the fireball, I mean, yeah, just play a fireball on it and then try to go in right away so they can't pump. But right here, this guy pumps again, so I fireballed again, which is a really good play once again. Okay, just gonna have to watch out. Like in double, you're gonna have to get a lot of expos down on the field, like defensive expos. But in single, you just want to kind of fireball the pumps and just kind of keep going back and forth with their defense. I know he's not back to Golden Knight, so don't really have to worry about like a dash on the left here. He's back to Bandit though, so I might play it on the right side. Yeah, pretty obvious. Log should clean everything up. And yeah, this guy's a fisherman, so it's not really as hard compared to like the other 3M deck, which is E-barbs and everything. I don't think this guy has an E-barbs. He could have an E-barb, so that could be wrong. But yeah, once again, fireball the pump. Every time you see a pump, just fireball it. Just literally fireball it. And if you're already down a pump, do not fireball the second one, because that's how you lose. If you're down a pump, you just kind of have to let them pump. If you fireball the second pump, they're going to get a third one down, and then you're simply just not going to be able to defend the dual lane pressure. So yeah, also try being careful with the Tesla. Don't play it randomly in the middle every time. Know when to play the Tesla. Like right here, I know the Bandit's going to kill my Knight, so I'm going to play a Tesla in the middle to kind of defend that. And actually, I think my Knight's going to cancel out because it didn't walk into his side. Never mind, it's not. But yeah, double elixir, so be like more confident with your fireballs. You can actually fireball on defense now. Don't really have to save it for the pump. Also, he played a 3M in the back, so that just kind of tells you that he wasn't going to pump in the middle of a push, which is what made it kind of easier for me to fireball. Fireball again if they have like a really good push going on. Obviously, you don't want to die to that, so yeah. Just clean defense and then try to get back to like another fireball so you can fireball the pump. But I don't think he's going to pump, knowing that I'm almost back to fireball. Never mind, he does go for it. So right here, I'm going to expo to not let him 3M, and then I'm going to make sure to fireball the pump. I kid you not, this play is so annoying for the 3M player, because you go in and you also fireball the pump so they won't have the elixir lead. And yeah, they're pretty much going to have to try and like kill the expo and get some damage while they're at it, which is I think what he's going to do here. Okay. So I'm going to have to Knight on the Bandit. I'm going to eat the one shot on the left. Doesn't really matter to me. But pump again. I'm just going to fireball. I know this guy's really annoyed right now because I've been able to fireball every single pump. And even on defense. And like even on the muskie he played in the back. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like super annoyed. He does go for the muskies right now, which I won't be able to fireball. So if he knows what he's doing, he might be able to get one up on me. Like he might be able to get a pump down on me because I might have to fireball on defense. I'll try not to fireball though. Not unless I have to. Oh, he tried to get that dash on that tower. That didn't really work out as good as he thought it would, but that's all good. Log on the muskie to defend, and then yeah, chilling. Skelly's on the ghoster. Oh, the muskie's going to do a lot of damage. Lived with like 1 HP, but doesn't matter. I have a fireball in hand right now for the pump, so he can't really pump right now. Does go for the pump. I'm going to send it right away. I don't want him to have that pump lead. And right now, I'm going to need an Axe-Spawn defense to kind of defend everything in triple, but this invites like a huge problem, which is the Golden Knight. So every time you got Axe-Spawn defense, they try to go for like a Golden Knight same lane and then pop the ability, trying to get the dash on the tower, the Tesla, and the Expo. But since I know what's coming, I'm going to try and not let that happen. Really good fireball on the left here. We take those and then log over here. Fisherman ended up dodging the fireball. Not that it really matters, but yeah, pretty much he just defend the whole game now. I kind of didn't let the Golden Knight dash on me, so chilling. And he gave me a good fireball on the tower that I was going for, so I'll take that as well. And then, yeah, just got to be careful of the left side here because I'm not really back to Knight. I'm back now, but ooh, that Ice Spear was good. That was really good. I don't want to say I meant to predict the archers, but like Ice Spear high was kind of meant to be for the second pair of 3M if he did go for it, but Unfortunately, I was not being able to count cycle because triple elixir, so yeah, ended up working out anyways. So yeah, this matchup, all you really need to do is not take any damage in single, and do not ever go in single. I repeat, do not ever go in single. Going in single is such a bad move because you let them have a lot of pumps, and you just won't be able to come back from that elixir lead. So once again, always try to fireball the pumps. Do not fireball on defense in single unless you kind of have to when they play a 3M. And yeah, just do not ever go in single because that's a free goldenite and like a bar barrel, and yeah, they just pump again and you're down like 2 pumps now and you don't know what to fireball and you lose. Alright, next up is Expo 3.0 Mirror, and I'm facing Titan, who's one of the best players to ever lay their hands on Expo. It's kind of my specialty, look. Yeah, I'm really good at the Expo Mirror matchup, so should not have any trouble here. Gonna arches in the back, so this matchup is super starting hand dependent. If your knight is nowhere to be seen, you need to try to get back to it like right away, because in this matchup, knight is what matters more than expo. You have to have your tank in cycle every time to defend. So yeah, pretty tough when you don't have like a knight in cycle, and then you're gonna have to like cycle a lot of stuff to get to it, and you're already down like a ton of elixir. But in this case, looks like we both had like a decent starting hand. I got a log though because he chose to fireball log, which is not a bad play. You get tower damage, but in single, I think you take more damage than getting more damage. The best way to defend the expo in single is knight archers Tesla on it. You want to archers like off to the side so they can't really fireball the knight, the archers, and the Tesla. And you also want to kind of spread them out, if that makes sense. Skelly's the back here. Try to get back to my knight because he might go in soon. Oh yeah, another super important tip in the matchup that a lot of people think doesn't matter, but if they cycle archers in the back first, you have to cycle the archers above your king. You cannot cycle them in the back because you lose the game if they go in, so you always have to kind of like cycle it in front of your King Tower to kind of let them get up high, and that also kind of makes them hesitate to go in. But since Titan kind of knows what he's doing and he knows not to hesitate when that happens, he went in, and it didn't pay off because I kind of went for expo on defense knowing that he would go in. So in a way, I kind of like predicted his prediction, I guess. Don't really know how to explain it, but you get the point. Like, just be careful. Gonna arches in the back here to cycle again. It's just like back and forth. Ooh, now I don't know about that one. Decent fireball. I don't think he's going to take damage here, but I should be able to get like a really good sequence where I get to keep going in back and forth. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of protect the expo here, and yeah, try to get a lock. See what he does here. Knight Tesla. Okay, gonna archers over here for the Tesla, and yeah, if I log at 2, I should be able to get a lock, right? Oh, I kind of hesitated to log. Probably should have logged there. I would have gotten like a lot more damage, but hesitated to log because I thought he was going to be back to like archers or something. Archers are super broken, so if you manage to get them on the expo is pretty much dead. You just kind of have to worry about the log and try to block the log with the knight or something, but yeah. Pretty much once you get the archers on the tower, it should be fine. And yeah, I'm going to log the archers here. He does go for a fireball, which is kind of bad for me, because for a second we're going opposite lane, but now it looks like he's going to want to go same lane to not let me go in at all. Which is why fireballing the expo on the tower and double is a really good play. Alright, looks like I'm getting a lot of damage right now. So I'm going to expo on defense. I don't think he's back to fireball. And he also played the expo super high. Really smart because he didn't want me to fireball either lane. So I'm going to have to skellies here. Going to have to Tesla high, and then just going to have to log out the archers. And yeah, the expo should die to my expo on the Tesla. I don't really have to like fireball that out. See what he does here. I could go in right now, but I don't really want to. I'm going to wait and see what he does. Okay, I'm going to fireball him first to make him fireball me back and then go in. I feel like that's kind of better for me at this point. Could be wrong though. I mean, he could just kind of fireball me for no reason right now and be fine with it. But yeah, I'm going to try to predict expo. Alright, I missed. He's instantly going to expo on defense. I should have known that once he fireballed, he would have expoed on defense, but it doesn't really matter too much. Just means my expo dies and his is going to die as well. So I'm going to fireball it, and then yeah, I'll be fine. Oh, overcommitted knight. Nice. That's so good. I think he could have afforded to like fireball my tower if he didn't play that knight, but since he played that knight, he's not really going to be able to fireball anymore. He could still do it, but I don't think he will. He might do it now though, because I kind of wasted my archers. He's going to log on those. Yeah, it does go for the log. I'm going to fireball the expo because you kind of have to like fireball the defensive expo. Every time they go defensive expo, you have to fireball it, by the way. There's just no way you're going to be able to defend without fireballing it. So I'm going to expo right now, and he's going to have to expo on an awkward spot. Yeah, I had a feeling because he wasn't back to knight, so he kind of just had to like play the expo over there. And look at that fireball. Massive fireball on the knight and the expo. I'm going to log in the middle as well for the archers and the expo. And yeah, that should be a lock, right? Because he should not have enough for knight right now. Nice. All right, that's good. So quick takeaway from this, do not try to play awkward fireballs like he did, because he played a knight and then he let the knight die and then he played a fireball and tried to go for like a defensive expo, but he had to play it on a really awkward spot because he knew I was going in, and then I got a really good fireball on the knight and the expo, and I just got a lock. So yeah, stay away from like the awkward fireballs. If you want to fireball, but you know it's gonna be really awkward, just don't do it. Or if you want to do it, try to have like a defensive expo on the field first and then do it. But yeah, at this point I just kind of have to defend and I'll be fine. So yeah, gonna log, skellies, and defending an expo is pretty easy, not gonna lie. You just have to like knight and then firewall log. And then try to play like your 1 elixir cards to kind of defend everything. He also kind of missed that log there, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It's also always better to kind of like switch up your playstyle once in a while, because on top ladder you're not really going to be able to like win the game by playing the same exact way every single time, because people actually adapt to your playstyle and you're going to have to play different. So even though I hate going in first, you saw me going in first this game and he kind of had no idea what to do. He just kind of played a knight on the side and firewall logged and ended up taking some damage. So yeah, that's a big takeaway. Alright, next up is going to be Lava Fireball Bait. One of the easiest matchups for Expo in Clash Royale. Probably like an 80-20 matchup for Expo. No way to lose this matchup from Expo side, even though they have arrows, because it's a really good matchup once again. All you really have to do is try to get a lock-in single and keep count of cycle, like keep track of cycle. If you don't keep track of cycle in this matchup, you lose. That's the only one way you can lose in this matchup, is if you don't keep track of like the arrows or the miner or even the skelly drags or something, and you don't have like a fireball in cycle. That's how you lose a game. So always keep track of cycle. Like right here, I know he doesn't have flying machine, skelly drags, or phoenix. I'm gonna go in to bait out like a miner on defense, and then probably gonna have to tombstone to try to get back to the flying machine. He's gonna have to spend a lot here to try to get back to that. Okay, archer's on the flying machine here, and ooh, it shot at the archer right away, so I don't think they're gonna finish it off completely, but yeah, a little bit unfortunate. It doesn't matter that I get damage here, but yeah, pretty much they have a lot of air cards, so it's really easy to like sneak in a lock. And when they go lava, you have to expo, and then they go skelly drags, and then you fireball. But if they have lava loon, do not ever fireball the skelly drags, because you're gonna need the fireball on defense. I think I also faced a lava loon deck. I could be wrong though, but I think I did. It's also a really easy matchup. So right here, I think he's gonna skelly drags and I'm gonna fireball, and yeah, not much he can do right now. I mean, what's he gonna do? Phoenix on it? The Phoenix just kind of dies before the lava, and he's not gonna have a push at all. So yeah, he's kind of screwed right now. I think most he can do right now is let the expo take the tower and then go Phoenix behind the lava and then try to go for like a miner on the Tesla, like predicting the Tesla, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna Tesla in the middle and then gonna Ice Spirit and see what he does here. Skelly's back over here to pull it back. And then Knight on the miner here, because I know the miner is on the Tesla. Yep. You have to be able to kind of like see where the miner is going. You can just kind of like tell where the miner is going, just kind of like gut feeling, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you have a Tesla alive and there's a lava on the field, it's always going to be on the Tesla. Only sometimes when the lava's about to pop, it's going to be on the tower to get damaged, but yeah, except for that, no. Alright, next up is miner control facing Nate here. Poison is actually really popular, so Rocket's pretty much dead, so I got him to play Poison here, but yeah, this is also a really good matchup for Expo. Oftentimes you see yourself winning in single because all you have to really do is block the Inferno. They don't even have like a rocket to kill the Expo, so it's a really good matchup. But yeah, I'm just going to go in here. I think he might poison the first Expo, like he always does. Yep, does go for it, not bad. So yeah, this matchup, once again, like I don't really have a lot of tips for this. You just have to keep going in single, try to outcycle the poison, and just get a lock. And yeah, you just win the game. Like one of the easier matchups for Expo as well. I'd say like a 70-30 matchup, but a lot of people like to disagree. But yeah, Nate obviously knows what he's doing. He's probably the best miner control player right now. I don't really know who else plays miner control, so I'm going to call him the best one right now. And yeah, he knows what he's doing, so going to have to be careful. But just go for a log on the right. I'm definitely going to Expo here and then going to Knight on the left to kind of like send like a dual lane pressure, I guess. Might go Inferno on the X, but if he does, I'm going to let it die. Because, yeah, I don't want to Skellies right now. I could have, but, like, he does have an E-Spirit, so... yeah, it's kind of annoying. Going to log the Goblins here to see if I can get one night hit, though. Definitely not going to be able to get it, so... not in a good spot right now, but I should be able to win. Because, once again, really good matchup. I think I said it, like, 5 times by now, but... yeah, it's really easy to get a lock in double. If not single, it's really easy to get a lock in double, but triple is completely their matchup, though. You do not want to take this game to triple. Like, you just don't want them to, like, survive till triple. If you let them do that, you lose the game. Like, there's no getting out of it, but... yeah, should be able to win the game sometime soon here. Even though he's playing really good defense. And yeah, look, good players don't play the miner on the tower in single because they know they're going to need it on the expo or, like, in the middle to kind of tank for the expo. Like that. So, yeah. It's kind of good, but not really at the same time for Expo because, I mean, yeah, you don't have to defend the miner on your tower, but at the same time, they're playing good defense, so you're not really going to be able to get a lock if they know what they're doing. But, yeah, should be able to win the game sometime soon, though. Archer's in the middle, and then I'm just gonna not play Expo because I think he's waiting for the Dark Prince. He should be leaking right now, so I'm gonna go for like a knight in the back. He's gonna DP now, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna Expo here and then try to block the Inferno if I can. Oh, alright, Inferno in the middle is not gonna be the best play for him. Gonna archers with this. Kind of played them outside the poison opposite lane because I didn't want the poison to hit them. Gonna log over here. Expo in the middle, and he is drained right now. I think he has like 4 elixir only, so should not be able to. Yeah, okay, well, next game. Yeah, should not be able to defend. So even in like double, you're actually gonna have multiple ways to get a lock, if not in single. And I think I have a better example of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show like a quick 20-second clip where the guy just kind of lost in single because he played Inferno on the Expo and I was able to catch it. So I guess it would be better for the minor player to not play the Inferno on the Expo in single. I mean, yeah, Nate did it once, but that wasn't really like that safe. If I caught that one, I would have won the game instantly too, but he did have a minor in hand, so I don't really know. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut to the clip here, and it was a pretty funny moment. Okay, so this guy right here, I go Expo, then he goes Inferno, and I just kind of block it and I win the game. Yeah, look at this. Nice. Yeah, and that is going to be game right here. Like archers and everything. He also played a pre-log on whatever he was trying to hit there, but didn't work out. And yeah, that's just a fat lock, and I win the game. Get like 1,000,000 damage with the Expo. So this is actually the normal way to win the matchup, is if you like kind of block the Inferno in single and just get a lock, because at some point in single you should be able to outcycle the poison. You just have to be able to. Alright, next up is Clown. His name is actually Kickash. I don't know why his name is Clown, but yeah, he's probably like top 3 mortar players right now. He's playing minor poison right now with the mortar, so I want to show you guys how to win this matchup because it's actually pretty easy to get a lock. In single, you always get a lock in this matchup. There's no way to get out of that for them. But yeah, I'll just kind of show you guys how to do it. So gonna Expo here. He might go for like a poison mighty miner. Oh, he knows what he's doing because he played that poison first, so he'd be able to get back to like a second poison on time. But yeah, with a Mighty Miner, it's even easier because that's a champion. They're not really going to be able to like get the Mighty Miner down oftentimes because their hand is, at some point, their hand is going to be really bad and they have to mortar on defense, and that's when you get a lock. Because you have to block the archers on the Expo and then fireball the mortar and you get a lock. And yeah, just kind of be careful of like the miner on defense on the Expo, I guess. But yeah, number 1 tip in this matchup is do not ever try to spell cycle right off the bat. That is going to be really bad for you because poison out damages fireball and they also have a Mighty Miner, so always try to get like some sort of lock before you can actually fireball cycle. I know the game ends in like a fireball cycle every time. Really good fireball there, by the way, because no archers in cycle. Good thing I kept track of cycle, because if he had archers in cycle, I probably would have went for like a knight in front of the Expo to block it. But yeah, the fireball paid off because I got a lock. So now I can actually start spell cycling, but I have to make him go opposite lane somehow. Like I can't really let him go same lane as me. So I'll try to make something happen here, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Ice Spirit. Okay, second tip is always fireball the mortar. I've seen some people just kind of like fireball the tower when they go mortar. But no, you want to fireball the opposite lane tower if they go mortar on defense, anti-fireball spot from like the lower HP tower. You just kind of have to, because oftentimes you might see yourself going left and right to kind of like split up the poison, and that's also good, but to be able to do that, you're going to want to have some damage on both lanes. That way you're not like focusing on one lane and just kind of letting them focus on that one lane as well. Just kind of have to go left and right. So right here I was actually going to X on the right, but I played a log and he knew I played a log. So he played goblins, mighty miner, archers, and miner and everything. And yeah, I had the fireball. So going to X on the right now. I don't think this is going to get any damage, but I just want to kind of bait out the poison here, so I had to do it. Archers on the archers, and I actually caught the miner on accident. We take those, and then that might be a lock. Never mind, the mortar got the one last shot, and the goblins are actually going to out-tank the Expo, so that was really well played. By the way, a lot of people I face in this video are actually like one of the best players in the whole world, so if I'm able to beat them in this matchup, then yeah, you should also be able to beat the players on your level, if that makes sense. Right here, I'm going to fireball the tower, because the Expo locked on the mortar, so I don't really have to fireball the mortar out. The point of the fireball on the mortar and the tower is to get the mortar off the field, but if my Expo locks on it, then I can just kind of get a free fireball on the tower. And yeah, he's kind of like evened out the damage on both lanes, so this is actually not very good for me, but I'm going to Expo on the right here. He's going to have to pop the ability to get the Mighty to tank for the Expo, I think. But I'll try to Tesla high over here. Then I'll try to go for like Skelly's, gonna archers. I know he's back to new set of archers, so I'm gonna log over here. Oh, did I hit both? No, the archer walked out. Yikes. The one archer on the side walked out. But yeah, I would have gotten like a fat lock there if the archer didn't walk out. That's all good though. I still have a really decent lead. Also, always make sure to Expo left and right, left and right. Like, you don't want to Expo on the lower HP tower. That way, like, they get more Poison Valley and they just kind of get to focus on that one lane. But yeah, okay, if there's an Expo on the field and the miner comes into your other tower, it's always going to be on that spot because they want to tank for the Expo and get damage at the same time. So yeah, pretty useful tip right there. You can catch some miners a lot of times if that happens, but see what he does here. I'm going to Tesla high here. Pretty annoying for him to get it out. Not without the arches in hand anyways, but yeah, fireball on the mortar once again because take the mortar off the field. And mighty in the back means you always have to try to go for like the punish play. So just go Expo and then yeah, Ice Spirit for the archers maybe. Archers over here. And he's also going to archers, I think. No, goblins. Okay. Alright, he's switching up the defense. He's playing very smart, like not letting me adapt to his defense at all. Fireball. I guess I can kind of like win the spell cycle game now because I'm already up like a decent bit. So, and he's also going opposite lane, so that's really good. Nice. I caught the miner. And triple catching miners is like the hardest part of the matchup here because defending the mortars is actually not that bad. But the miner catching part is super hard because if you miss one miner, it does like 500 damage. Well, it doesn't really do 500 if things are locking on it, but yeah, if you only have skellies or something and they go miner and then poison like a little bit late, that does like 500 to 700 damage, and yeah, you don't want to take that at all. Ooh, really good miner. I think he predicted that. But that log should win me the game. Oh yeah, the log hit the Ice Spirit too. So yeah, that's how you win the matchup. I mean, that might not have played out like it normally does because he knows my playstyle and I know his playstyle, so we both try to do like things kind of unorthodox, but overall, that's how the matchup plays out. So yeah, pretty decent matchup for Expo. People say it's a hard counter, but no, it is definitely not a hard counter. I'd like to say it's even like maybe Expo matchup by a little. Or it could be even, I don't know. Could be wrong though, but only times I've lost that matchup is if I take like a mortar lock in single because of the archers or something, but yeah. Alright, next up is going to be Pekka minions with arrows. A lot of people play arrows in Pekka decks now. They don't really play poison anymore because archers and goblins are so popular, so I think arrows is kind of better in Pekka. So number one thing you want to do in this matchup is protect your Tesla with your life. Like, you literally don't want to let that thing die. That is going to be their nightmare. They can't kill the Tesla if they don't have a poison, so if you keep it alive, it's going to kill everything and you get a lot of value. And try to go in single as well. Second thing is you want to always try to get damage in single. This guy has a Dark Prince for Ghost, which is going to be a little bit bad for me because he can tank out my Expo for like a little bit longer, but shouldn't matter. Third thing I want to say is if they don't have a Marcher, do not be like afraid to fireball on defense on anything you want to. Like, for example, I guess if there's like a bandit minions push coming down the lane, you can definitely fireball on that. And even if you don't have anything for like the ram bandit or something else like that, you can definitely fireball it. If you have an Expo on defense and like a Tesla on the field as well, you can definitely fireball the Pekka in the back as well. I've done it a few times. You can actually get away with it, but yeah, I'm going to take some damage here because I didn't want to knight that. He's back to Dark Prince, so if I knighted that, I think he would have just Dark Prince and then Pekka, and then I would have died because I don't have a knight in cycle, but the Tesla does help out a lot, so I'm going to Expo here, actually. I know he's got a Pekka in cycle, but should not be able to arrows out the archers because he just played it on the left. And yeah, do not over-defend the dead Expo. Like, for example, right now, if I try to defend that Expo, I think I'll lose the game. So, yeah, do not ever try to over-defend that Expo. If it's dead, it's dead. Let it go. Just try to get back to a second one and then make a better push. Like, oftentimes I see people defending a 1 HP Expo to get like a 200 lock and then just get rolled opposite lane. Like, that's not worth it at all. You have to kind of watch out. And as an Expo player, you cannot have a tunnel vision. I've seen people like just completely ignore one lane and then say, oh no, I didn't even see that, I was focusing on the Expo. That's one thing you need to get better at as an Expo player, is do not have tunnel vision while defending a golem push or like a goblin giant sparky dual lane pressure push, or even like, I don't know, Pekka dual lane pressure push. You always have to be on top of your game. You have to know what you're doing. Now in the middle here is going to defend the bandit. Nice. So I think I'll actually be able to get a lock over here because I don't think he's going to Pekka the bridge. Yeah, I'm going to Tesla with the Expo here to kill the Pekka. Oh, this actually reminds me. I think this guy had a fireball arrows. Wait, was it this guy or was it a different guy? I played the games like 2 weeks ago, so I don't really know. Oh, yeah, he did have a fireball. Okay, I thought he had arrows and zap. But yeah, it doesn't really change the matchup a lot. You just have to, like, play more stuff in single and try to out-cycle their Pekka more because they have a fireball, not a zap. So cycle is not going to be as fast. But right here, I should be able to get a lock. It's gonna have to go for like an Ewis and a bandit to defend all this, and that's actually really good for me because I get to outcycle the Pekka once again. I'm gonna log over here to kill a bandit, and then the Ewis should also die. He had the arrows on the Expo, so once again, Expo at 6. Once you have a really good momentum going in, please just keep going in back to back. They're not gonna be able to defend at all. He was somehow able to get the Pekka down, but like in double or triple, if you have a really good push going on and they had to spend a lot to defend it, You have to keep going in back to back, like you cannot stop at that point. Don't really have a lot more tips for this matchup. I mean, all you really have to do is like defend the Tesla and abuse it a lot. And then yeah, just kind of be able to defend the dual lane pressure and triple that they're about to play. Because I know a lot of people go for like a Pekka in the back and then play everything else opposite lane. Minus the Ewas, because they always play the Ewas with the Pekka and then try to bait out the Fireball and then go minions. But I don't know, it's pretty hard to explain without the gameplay. Now, Archer's on the Dark Prince here because I don't want him to arrows the right side. Ooh, that's an interesting play, but I think he'll be okay. I should not be able to get any damage here unless he like does something bad right now. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. He played arrows, Pekka, and a fireball on the Axpa, so I'm just gonna Axpa opposite lane, try to get the lock right now. I think he's back to arrows though, or he should be one off or something. But yeah, just gonna try to be careful, try to get a lock here, and I should be able to win the game. Alright, gonna have to Axpa on the right side again, because I have a really good push going on once again. So that should lock on, and yeah, he's definitely not going to be able to defend it. So yeah, just like count cycle and try to get a sequence where you get to keep going in left and right and left and right. And the one expo that locks on, you want to protect it with your life. Well, not if they play spells on it, but if they don't, you want to kind of like protect it with your life and not let anything touch it. And yeah, that's just pretty much how you beat Pekka, I guess. I mean, not really that bad of a matchup, right? Like, I'm sure like a lot of you agree with me when I say Pekka and like decks like bridge spam that have no big spell or no golden eye are actually super easy for expo. By the way, a lot of these games I'm going to be doing voiceover because I recorded them like season end and I was not really feeling too well, and I also figured if I voiceover on a matchup guide that would actually make it a lot better compared to like live commentary. So yeah, this is going to be more detailed and everything. So yeah, I think I fireballed there, and yeah, I just win the game. So once again, Pekka, number 1, save your Tesla. Always save your Tesla. Number 2, don't be scared to fireball on defense if they don't have a marcher. If they do have a marcher, always save your fireball for that, because marcher is going to be their win condition. They absolutely cannot win if you fireball the marcher. Alright, next up is going to be egiant flying machine. This deck is pretty popular, like not just on top ladder, it's also pretty popular on like mid ladder or like slightly above mid ladder. So yeah, this matchup is going to be very helpful. So number 1 thing you want to do in this matchup is always keep track of their E-Giant. That's how you get a lock in single. If they don't have an E-Giant and you know they can't afford a lightning, you can just kind of expo and then knight in front, try to block the golden knight and just get a lock. But a lot of times that doesn't work because they have a bar barrel cannon. In that case, you kind of have to like let them dash and then go archers on the cannon, or fireball the golden knight and the cannon or something. You're gonna have to make a lot of like unorthodox plays, and you're also gonna have to make them quick, because if you don't, you're not gonna be able to get a lock. Right here, I'm gonna log, and I think I got like a tiny lock, yeah, but not really as good as I thought it was gonna be. But that's all good though. Also archers, oh my god, they are so annoying in this matchup. Probably like the most annoying matchup with archers that you can face for Expo, but yeah, it should be fine if you like know what you're doing. I mean, I don't mean that in a toxic way, but a lot of times I'm able to beat E-Giant because I just kind of know when they're going to E-Giant and when they're going to play like a Golden Knight in the back. Alright, archers in the back split, always a good play, but have to be careful. Only do that in single, because if you do that in double, they're actually going to Golden Knight train on you. They're going to Golden Knight and then pop the ability, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You just kind of have to accept the dash and play a knight next to your archer to not let it do any more damage on your tower or something. It's pretty dumb, but yeah, Golden Knight's not really that balanced right now, so yeah, just have to adapt. Knight on the side over here to not let it dash on the Tesla, and then I think he's back to cannon. I don't know why he didn't cannon the Tesla though, but a lot of people would have done that, I think. Oh yeah, good tip in this matchup, always fireball the cannon in the middle. Right here, I didn't fireball because I got more damage on the other side, and you want to kind of like focus on one lane. So I didn't fireball the cannon, but if they go cannon in the middle, always fireball. That's going to force them to make like an awkward play, and it's also going to kind of annoy them into playing like an E-Giant in the back or something, and then you just get a lock. Because you go in, block the Golden Knight, and yeah, just catch the bar barrel and get a lock. But you're going to have to watch out on defense because they might try to get like a good lightning on the Tesla and the Expo. Ooh, looks like I played a bad knight here, but yeah, always save the knight for the Golden Knight. Did I even take any damage? I don't think I took any damage. I can't remember. This was like a while ago. But yeah, it looks like I didn't take any damage here, but you saw how I kind of played a bad night and my cycle is completely ruined now. Like I can't really do anything to fix my cycle, but I think I went in to kind of fix my cycle to bait out like an E-Giant. Probably went archers with this. Oh, and the Expo locked on one of the archers, so that's good. Tesla in the middle. So yeah, in double, you actually have to kind of watch out because they can afford to like E-Giant at the bridge and still go lightning on the Tesla and try to get the E-Giant on the tower. Expo on the right side here would have been good, but I don't think I went in because I was kind of scared of the lightning and I didn't want him to get more damage on the lower HP tower. Okay. Always fireball the flying machine, by the way. In single, you can get away with like fireball on the cannons. Even in double, you can, but just try to get back to like a second one to fireball the flying machine. And if not, you can just kind of archers high to kill it or something. Just make sure to not let the flying machine live for too long because that gets a lot of value. Okay, egiant opposite lane, so obviously Expo is the obvious play. That is actually going to go to my tower, I think, right? Oh, never mind. Didn't go to my tower. Um, Guess I was lucky that day because that would have normally went to my tower. Okay, fireball on the flying machine. Yeah, not really a lot more tips on this matchup. Really just kind of like try to expo in the middle a lot. And then if they go egiant, expo opposite. Try to block the golden knight. But it's extremely hard to get a lock. Like really hard to get a lock. You saw how I like couldn't get a lock even after trying all that. And that might go to my tower, I think. I can't remember if that did. Oh, nice. The archer died. Oh, dude, I almost forgot this. Okay, golden knight nado. Not just in this matchup, any matchup. If you're facing a golden knight nado deck, do not ever play archers on defense. Not unless they play the golden knight opposite lane or something, because it is going to dash on your tower like 10 out of 10 times. You cannot stop the dash and you just kind of eat the damage and you lose the game. So once again, do not. And when I say do not, I mean never. Like never ever play archers on defense. That's free golden knight train for them that just goes to your tower and you lose. Sometimes you can actively like manipulate their plays by letting them have like a really golden knight dash, knowing that they're down elixir and then trying to punish opposite. But I know a lot of you guys aren't smart like that, like no toxicity, but I just know that a lot of you guys wouldn't be able to pull that off. So my best tip for you is just do not play archers on defense. Try to get out of that without playing archers on defense. Helps a lot. And you can also sometimes try to get away by like making them miss the lightning. If you log the egiant on time to the point where like the Tesla doesn't pop up on time, then you can actually kind of get away with it. And not just a log, to be fair. You can also kind of like just ice spirit on the egiant to like just stall it out at the bridge and not let the Tesla pop. And yeah, you make the miss of lightning and you win the game because you go expo opposite and block the golden knight. But yeah, really not much more there is to that matchup. Just watch out for the golden knight nado and try to get the tower damage with the cannons. If they play it in the middle, fireball that, and if they have a flying machine, fireball that too. Alright, facing Clown again, I got him to play the mortar rocket deck this time around with the archers. It's pretty popular even though the rocket is so bad now because archers actually kind of carry the deck. So I know a lot of you guys have been struggling with this matchup. I see a lot of comments on this matchup every time. And people asking me to best of 5 Aaron, but I couldn't really get a hold of Aaron. And I think Clown's better than Aaron anyway, so yeah, this should be fun. So in this matchup, you can get away with like any sort of expo. You literally can expo like anytime you want and you can get away with it. It's pretty funny, but that's just how the matchup works. Okay, let's go for a mortar in the middle. Looks like I kind of starting handed him because I don't think he had the rocket in cycles. He had to get back to 2 sets of archers, but really good defense by him. Yeah, not a lot of people could have pulled off that defense, but he did. That was actually really well played. But yeah, in this matchup, you can just kind of like go in anytime you want. Like right here, I'm going to expo at 6 because I know he's not back to archers and he can't really knight archers max expo, so he has to rocket max expo out. Alright, goes for Ice Spirit and rocket on the expo. So next time I go in, I'm actually going to like pre-log the Ice Spirit to try and see if I can predict it. That's what it means to like adapt. You just kind of see how your opponent plays and then the next time around you kind of switch it up and you try to catch them lacking and stuff. But yeah, definitely not easy if you're facing a player with the same skill level as you or like a higher skill level than you, but you get the point. So back to the matchup here. Believe it or not, you can actually get away with a naked fireball, but that's if they don't have a mortar in cycle. If they have a mortar in cycle, you want to save it for the mortar because if you let a mortar down on the field and you fireball them on the tower nakedly, then they're just going to rocket you back and that's not going to be good. So if they're out of cycle on the mortar or if the mortar just died or something, then yeah, you can definitely fireball the tower and they won't be able to rocket because if they rocket, you go in and you win the game. Alright, so right here, I'll try to show like a beautiful example of what I meant when I say adapt to your opponent's playstyle because last time he went for Rocket Ice Spirit, I feel like he's going to do it again, so I'm going to log here. Nice. If you know their cycle and if you know what they did earlier, you can actually kind of deduce it down to like what they're going to do to the Expo again and you can kind of like counterplay it. Sort of. I mean, I couldn't really stop the rocket on the Expo, but at least I can pre-log the Ice Spirit and get that tiny lock and be up damage. Just gonna want to have that mindset when you're facing like a lot of cycle decks, not just mortar, but yeah, really good knight by him. Ooh, I'm gonna have to like log this and then Skelly's in middle. And hopefully he doesn't go nado because if he does, I might die here, but knight again. Okay, I'll be fine. That jumps, right? Yeah, I'll be fine. Pretty easy to defend on my side compared to his side because Expo demands like a immediate response, but Mortar you can just kind of like chill and just play Skelly's in the middle and that's going to distract it for like 10 years and yeah, you can just kind of win the game off of that. Okay, log on the archers. Ooh, got the knight down. That was good. That was really good. Okay, I don't really think I need to defend both lanes. Like, I think the knights on both lanes are going to die, but the archer might get a shot. Never mind, the knight also got a shot, so definitely not good. But I think it's still pretty good, because if he goes in, I'm going to match his mortar and just go axe bow opposite. And think about it, he has to rocket out the mortar, right? So he's not really going to be able to defend the mortar and defend the axe bow at the same time. He actually played a rocket. I thought he was going to switch it up and try to go for like knight archers or something, but he actually kind of like just played a rocket on it, and I put a knight into that rocket. Definitely not good, but I was kind of taking my chances with it, I guess. He's a really good player, so I guess I should have known that he was going to do that, but not that it really matters. I mean, I took no damage and I got some, so that was really good. I speared the middle here to distract, and then just gonna archers on the side over here, and the mortar should die. Let's go for a log, but oh, he missed the archer. One more really important thing in this matchup is try not to get nado predicted. Always switch up your like 1 elixir cards, play them in the middle, play them on the side. Like, don't keep playing them on like the same spot, because they can actually predict you and get the mortar on the tower. And if they do get the mortar on the tower, you know how strong their defense is, because them and you actually have the same cards in the deck, like knight, archers, log, ice spirit, skellies, and everything. So it's actually going to be really hard for you to get out of that, like get out of the mortar lock on the tower. So I might actually lose here because I played a bad fireball. Actually, I'll be fine. I'm just gonna go in. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in here and then gonna archers on the archers, and he might try to go for like a knight, but my archers should kill his archers, and then gonna log, gonna knight, and yeah, I'm in a really good spot right now. Nice. Gonna fireball on the side here, predicting the archers. Oh, he played it on the other side. That was super smart. I'll give it to him. Gonna archers, log, and yeah, in triple, it's just gonna be spell cycle game like back to back. So I'm just gonna fireball the tower. It's 10 times better to fireball the mortar if it's like single elixir or double elixir, but in triple, you're not going to be able to get a lock, so you have to take all the damage you can get. So fireball on the tower is going to be like a billion times better. Hopefully no nado on me. Nice. And then gonna archers on the side. He's probably going to log that. I'm going to log in the middle though to kill the archers, and yeah, knight in the middle. He might nado me, so I'm going to have to watch out. Ooh, okay. Kind of scared of that nado, but he didn't go for it. So yeah, that is going to be a GG, because my fireball is going to out damage it. I feel like if the rocket was not nerfed, he might have made it like a little bit more close. I could be wrong though. I think he would have won actually, but I don't know. The matchup's pretty easy now, like a 70-30 matchup for Expo, so hopefully you guys don't lose that. Alright, next up is going to be gobgiant Sparky with a golden knight. So this matchup was actually really hard. If I remember correctly, I think I took a Sparky hit and I still won the game because I had a really good early lead. So archers in the back, always a really safe play, but at this point I didn't know he had a golden knight, so I just kind of went for archers in the back. Not that I wouldn't have done it if I knew it, but like I probably could have hesitated to do it. Okay, just go for gobgiant here, because I asked Spud to find out what deck he was playing, and he did go for gobgiant. So number one thing you want to do in this matchup is do not actively push into the gobgiant if you know it's in cycle. Like, you have to kind of like let them go in, and then defend, and then counter push. You can't just actively push into a gobgiant and then hope to get damage, because I mean they have E-barbs, golden knight, dark prince, rage, mini pekka, and everything they need to defend your axe. A lot of ground cards, so yeah, gonna have to be super careful when to go in. Like right here, it's a good play to go in because no gobgiant in cycle, no E-barbs in cycle, only has a sparky, but I don't think I went in anyways. I can't remember if I did, but if I did, that would have been a good expo. Second thing in this matchup, always try to find out their play style. If they play passive, they're actually going to let the Expo lock on and then go late Sparky and then go Gobgiant and try to tower trade. But if they play actively, like super aggressive, then they're actually going to defend the Expo with like Golden Knight and everything. And I found out that this guy was actually a really aggressive player because he played a Golden Knight here. He didn't like let it lock on and then play a Sparky. So yeah, that was actually pretty good for me because I think I got a lock here. Yeah, he played a Sparky, really bad Sparky once again because my knight walks away and then I can Ice Spirit. I don't think he had a Heal Spirit in cycle to kind of distract it, so that was good. And then you had to EOS on this, so that's good. Yeah, so normally getting a lock in single is actually really good because you're going to be able to get a second one as well. They're really low on elixir, so you can kind of like go in right away. And if you get a lock and they have to EOS late to defend it, you always want to go in right away at 6 elixir again. I think he had to like E-barbs here to defend this. I could be wrong though. Or I think he went Gobgiant? No, never mind. Yeah, just went E-barbs. That was the better play because he also forces out some defense. I mean, he would have forced out the defense anyways with the Gobgiant, but if he played a Gobgiant, I only had to spend like 3 elixir. And right here, I was kind of scared because I saw the arrows and that zap was pretty bad. I think he meant to hit the skellies, but I wasn't even back to it. Another really like important tip is always try to take the risk you can take because high risk, high reward. Right here, I went Expo thinking he would go Sparky in the back because I knew he was at 10 elixir. I was counting elixir, but he actually somehow ended up going for like a golden knight in the back, and I got unlucky because he actually went for a Gobgiant with it. Like, he was able to afford a gobgiant, because if he goes sparky in the back, his only option's a golden net, and I fireball log the golden net, and I get a lock, and I win the game. But unfortunately, he did end up playing a golden net in the back, and I wasn't able to win the game like that. So I think he went sparky high here. Yeah, he was playing pretty safe. I think this sparky actually got one shot on my tower. I could be wrong though, but the errors are pretty annoying, so I think he got one shot. Yeah, this one definitely did get a one shot. Wait, no, it wasn't this one, was it? No, I don't think so. No. This one actually was pretty well defended by me. I think next Sparky actually got one shot on me. Yeah, I think the like terrible sequence by me starts right here. I expo here. I don't think he goes gobgiant. He actually goes like E-barbs on this to kill it, and I kind of let it die because I kind of have to. I mean, I can't defend all that at the bridge. Not unless I fireball and then over defend, but that's not worth it because he has arrows. Then I go knight over here, and he's up a lot. Like, he's up a ton of elixir right now. So he goes Sparky on the right. And I think I go expo on the left here for no reason, because just because he played a Sparky and I wanted to bait out like some defense on the left here to split up that push a little bit, but obviously didn't end up working because he did play a gobgiant there. So that was kind of my big mistake here. Do not ever try to go opposite lane when they go Sparky. I learned that the hard way because, yeah, I took a Sparky hit here. And I think my knight also died. So, yeah, had the archers. Oh, never mind, my knight didn't die. But yeah, still had the archers, and then yeah, he almost came back. Now he's only down 200. I kept going in on the left here. This expo wasn't really that bad though, because he had to defend this one with a gobgiant. So it wasn't really that bad. Actually, no, it looks like he didn't defend it with a gobgiant. I forget. It was a while back. I forget, but you get the point. Like, you just kind of bait out elixir on the left, and he does go for a gobgiant on the right. Archers all the way on the left, by the way. You don't want to like let them have any arrows valley if they have arrows, which a lot of people do right now in this meta because archers and goblins are really popular. You go expo, you just kind of like keep baiting out this stuff. He's catching up slowly, which is not good at all. Archers, however, here to DPS that down. I think he popped the ability to kill the archers. Not bad at all. Log. And yeah, I think I went off of like spell cycle. At this point, I pretty much realized that expos on the left were really bad and I wasn't going to be able to get like a second log, so I just kind of had to go for like the fireball log cycle. And yeah, win the game off of that. So once again, do not do what I did for like the majority of the game right here. I know I kind of played bad, but I still wanted to put this in the guide because sometimes you make mistakes, but you have to know how to get out of it and like know what to do to get out of it. So yeah, to put it like this, do not ever expo unless they don't have like a gobgiant in cycle. And yeah, always try to expo after you defend. Like, don't expo before you defend because they can actually tower trade you. Alright, next game here is going to be Starlight. He's been the best splashyard player for like 3 years now, straight up. So yeah, definitely going to be a tough game. I got him to play Knight because that's like the hardest variant of splashyard. If they have a Knight, they can actually kind of get back to a Knight pretty fast. And Knight's also super cheap compared to like a Mighty Miner or Skelly King or even a Golden Knight. So yeah, definitely going to be a tough game here. People think this matchup is actually a hard counter for Expo. I disagree with that. I know it's a good matchup, but definitely not a hard counter. I feel like it's kind of hard from Expo side. So number one thing you want to do in this matchup is always try to get a lock-in single. That's the only way you win this matchup is if you get like a tiny lock-in single, which I did just now, but that's not enough. Like, I need to get like a better lock. To be able to get a better lock, I need to stack up a lot of Teslas, and Teslas are actually going to be nightmare for splashyard players. They cannot kill the Tesla at all. They actually can't do anything about it. So in double and triple, if I stack up like a few Teslas together, they're actually not going to be able to do anything. Like, it's going to feel like trying to get damaged through a brick wall or something, but yeah, definitely not going to be easy for them. In single, as an expo player, you want to keep going left and right, because you don't want to let them have the poison on one side. You want to kind of like split up the damage, like force them to kind of split that up. And yeah, you also want to kind of try to get damage on both lanes. And do not be afraid to fireball the tombstones. Right there I didn't because I fireballed the ice whiz, but if he does it again, I'm definitely going to fireball the tombstone. Skelly's on the barb rail. Do not take any damage. Stay away from taking any damage unnecessary, like except for the poison and the nados and stuff. Do not take a baby dragon hit. Do not take ice whiz hit. Like, just don't take any damage at all. That might make a huge difference in like triple. Super important tip in this matchup, cycle archers in the back, like split them so that they won't really be able to go in either lane, because even one archer is enough to defend the whole graveyard if nothing's tanking for it. You just have to kind of block the bridge and then get the one archer to kind of clean up, and if they poison the one archer, you try to get back to a second set and just play them outside the poison. It's really easy to get a lock like that. But yeah, really good fireball on the tombstone. Knight in the middle here to not take any damage from the ice whiz. Tesla high over here so the baby dragon dies to it while the Knight is distracting. Yeah, I think I misplaced it, so I'm gonna have to do this. Not really the best play on my end. Ooh, that's a bit of a misplay. Okay. See if I can get out of this. I don't think he's going to go in here. Hopefully not anyways, but if he does, I'm going to have to watch out. Nah, definitely not. Alright, I'm back to its second Tesla, so I'm going to make sure to play this one super high. And then I'm going to X-Ball on the right. I could have Fireballed the Baby Dragon, the Knight, and everything else, but I wanted to X-Bow to bait out the poison on the right side. That way he wouldn't really be able to go in at the same time. Because if he went in on the left here, he gets guaranteed 200 damage because of the poison, so had to be kind of careful. Get a Knight over here to defend. Or make him defend, not defend. And then Tesla in the middle here to kill the Baby Dragon. You're going to want to Tesla the Baby Dragon every time. And if you want to archers, you have to like play something else to kind of predict the nado. Because they're oftentimes going to nado the archers into that Baby Dragon shot. And you're going to have to like play something that won't like let it splash. By that, I mean like place it pretty high. Or like split them really far away so they won't really be able to get splashed by that one Baby Dragon shot, if that makes sense. Knight on the Knight, and then I know it's back to Bar Barrel, so I might play it on the Archer and the Knight. I'm going to Tesla here and then going to Fireball the Baby Dragon. At this point, I can just kind of win the game off of Fireballs. But then again, it is Starlight, so I may need to like keep going in left and right to still bait out more poisons. He's definitely going to poison the Archers over here. Going to Knight on the Baby Dragon to not let it get any value with those. And yeah, that should be good. Yeah, no damage taken. Nice. Alright, didn't take any damage from the graveyard. Gonna X-Ball on the right here. Gonna Tesla as well because I know he played the poison. And he actually played the Baby Dragon low, knowing that I was gonna Tesla with it. He's so smart. See, people you guys face are not gonna be as smart as Starlight. Like, not even close to that. So you guys should be able to win, like, way before this. But Starlight has an insane IQ. Like, he's actually so smart with this deck. So, gonna have to watch out and think about every play he does. Really good nado block there, though, with the Knight. That's what I was talking about when I said, you're going to want to space out the Knight and the Archers if you want Archers on defense versus the Baby Dragon, because he's always going to want to like nado that in. And yo, I actually got some decent damage on the right, so I can actually switch lanes now, so I could just go for like an X-Ball on offense, but I'm going to X-Ball on defense. Don't be afraid to X-Ball on defense, even though they have a poison and cycle, because it's always going to live. And right here, I'm going to try to get to like a lot of Teslas. Remember what I said, Teslas are like brick walls, so they can't really do anything about it. I'm going to Fireball and then going to Knight to keep it on this spot. And then gonna go for a Tesla again. I have 3 Teslas on the field, so getting damage through all that is pretty much impossible. Well, I mean, he could get some graveyard damage, I think, but like getting any other damage is kind of impossible. Nice. Ooh, no graveyard damage taken until now. Oh my god, wait, did I just win a flawless game? I think he got all the damage with the poisons. I don't really think he got any like graveyard damage. Never mind, he got some right now, but yeah, that's about it. So a really easy matchup, like 60-40, maybe 65-35, I don't know. But yeah, pretty easy. Not a hard counter though. I definitely like disagree with the hard counter talk. But yeah, once again, an easy matchup. Alright, this guy was actually playing Golem Pump, I think. Long awaited matchup. I actually had to like search for so long to get this matchup, but yeah. Pretty easy matchup, and a lot of people didn't believe me when I said that like 2 videos ago or something. They said Golem's actually really hard and stuff, so I want to show how to beat this. So Skelly's on the Lumberjack, Phoenix in the back, so he played a 4 elixir card. You want to Expo right away to bait out something. It'd be better to Expo when they go pump and Fireball to pump at the same time, but this is also good. Like, you can just kind of like Expo when they do this, and then Archer's on the Phoenix, Ice Spirit on the Bar Barrel, and that should be 1,000,000 damage. Look at that. Can't really defend when he goes for like a 4 elixir card in the back, and then I go Expo at the same time and just Archers with it. So yeah, if he goes pump right now, always Fireball to pump, by the way. Any pump deck you face, always Fireball to pump. Just Fireball to pump every time you see it. If you don't Fireball, you die. You just die. There's no getting around it. You just die. Let's go for a edrag in the back. So I'm going to Tesla high over here to kind of like kill the edrag while it locks on my Knight. And then I can Expo with this if he plays like a 4 elixir card or something. I'm actually just going to Expo right now, predicting like a Dark Prince. Ooh, plays a pump in the back. So I can actually Fireball the pump and get an Expo lock right now. So this is actually so good. He's going to have to sack the tower because I have a Tesla on there. And I get to Fireball the pump too. And I'm only down like maybe like 5 elixir, 4 or 5. That's actually pretty nice because I played an Expo and a Fireball at the same time. So it makes sense for me to be down like 5 or 6. Second thing you want to do in this matchup is do not panic. Even if they have a golem down on the field and you're down like 5, just know that you're going to be able to defend without losing your whole tower, so you'll be fine. Your defense is going to be really good compared to them. And yeah, they can't really do anything if you kind of put your mind into it. I don't really know how else to explain it, but a lot of people kind of like panic and they choke. They like actively make bad plays because they think they're down like 1,000,000 and they choke. Which, you know, you're not wrong. You're down 1,000,000, but you can still get out of that. Ice Spirit over here. Oh, Okay, I was kind of hoping that would jump, but I'll be fine. Only the lumberjack's going to lock on, so I can kind of skellies on it, make it hop off, and then knight on it. And yeah, look at that. He only got 1300 damage even after him being up like 5 elixir and a whole golem. So yeah, that was nice. He's not going to be able to pump again because, I mean, he doesn't really have time to take out my tower if he does go for a pump, so... When they're low on time, you actually find them playing golems and not the pumps, which is good for them because they need time to get the golem on the tower. 30 seconds. I don't think like he's going to be able to take my tower down in this one push. He only has one push left, by the way. Only got one push in him. So, gonna knight over here to not let the edrag lock. And that Tesla gets so much value. Oh my god, that's going to kill the lumberjack too. Never mind, I locked on the golemites, but you get the point. Got a lot of value and skellies over here. And yeah, that is going to be GG. So once again, really good matchup. Always fireball every single one of their pumps and fireball on defense too if you have to. But if they go golem, they're not going to pump in the middle of a golem push. So you'll be fine. So yeah, once again, never let the pump go unpunished. I think I have one more game in the guide. Alright, on to my last game. This is actually like a new meta deck. This guy's playing egiant, golden knight, miner, arrows, nado type of deck, I think. And I recorded this like 2 weeks ago. Keep in mind, this is like a 100-0 matchup. There's no outplay potential on my side with him having arrows, golden knight, miner, egiant, cannon, baby dragon, and everything. But I somehow managed to like get around it, and I only lost by like 13 HP. So yeah, even though it's a loss, I'm going to put it in the guide because it's going to help you guys a lot if this deck actually becomes a thing. And yeah. Okay, so he knows I'm playing expert, so he's going to play it in the back, and then I'm going to have to knight on the miner, and see, I already take a lot of damage here, because I didn't want to ice spirit there. Took like 2 baby dragon hits, does go for a golden knight in the back. I miss when egiant was 8 elixir, you could actually just X-ball opposite to kind of like take out their whole tower. Okay, he goes goblins. I think he's back to nado, arrows, cannon, and a egiant in hand. So probably going to cannon in the middle and then try to go for like an egiant in the back. If he does, I'm going to try to punish opposite because his only option is going to be a miner on defense. If not, I'm just going to arches in the back. He's just played a golden knight, so I feel safe cycling my arches in the back. Okay, I'm going to expo in the middle. He did go for the arrows, which is good. Ice Spirit over here, and then I'm going to Tesla over here to pull the egiant away, and then he might miner. I feel like that's his only option, so if I catch it, I might be able to get some damage here. Ooh. Oh, the miner hopped off. It hopped off like the tower range. I should have logged earlier too. I could have hit the goblins there, but now he's going to be able to cannon, and I'm not going to get any damage here, so... Right here, I kind of realized that I was drained on elixir, so I just kind of went for a knight, and I was hoping he would go for like a golden knight on it, so I could X-ball on the red side at 6, but... he actually went for a golden knight late, and he let the knight lock on, so I had to worry about the defense there. I couldn't really go X-ball on the right at 6. A little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like, I had to do that, so it was whatever. He actually didn't pop the ability. I think he wanted to save the elixir for egiant if I went in again. Pretty smart, but like, he could have popped the ability and bait out more elixir from me. I don't know. Played an off-center Tesla. Not that it really matters. I just wanted to kind of pull the egiant further back, and yeah, I think I logged it into my Tesla. Pretty bad knight though. I think I should have knighted on the miner, but I don't think I took any golden knight dasher because I played archers to dash it the other way, or like bait out the dash the other way. Yeah, there it is. And then that should die to my tower and the skellies, and I think I went in here but didn't get any damage because he was able to play the egiant on the expo. He was already back to it. Oh, never mind. Wait, how do you defend this? Oh, he just kind of let it... Okay, yeah, I couldn't kill the baby dragon, so he just kind of let it die to that baby dragon. So I should have been able to win from this spot, but it's so frustrating not being able to win from this spot because the matchup is just that bad. Like, I'm up so much damage right now, but still not being able to win sucks. Gonna knight on the egiant here, I think, and then I think I logged the left as well. Yeah, I did. Alright, Tesla again, because I mean the egiant is going to force us some pretty good response, and then I kind of had to eat the whole miner because of that Tesla. If I played it dead on the center, I would have been able to hit the miner, but I feel like he would have switched up the miner placement if I did that, so yeah, it wouldn't really work out. He already caught up on damage. I was pretty frustrated here, so I think I just went Knight Expert, and then he was able to get a golden net down, I think. Never mind, he didn't even have to get a golden net down. That's frustrating. Oh, he did though. Wait, Goblin was pretty annoying, and then I had to archers on the side, and I think he went arrows with this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he went arrows with this, and I didn't knight on the miner, because if I did, the egiant would have taken out my tower, so I had to fireball the miner and the egiant. Pretty unfortunate, but yeah, he also got some damage on the right side, so at this point, I was pretty much panicking. I was like, super frustrated. I was like, damn, I can't stop any damage. But I don't know what I did to make the game that close. I forget. It was a while back, once again, like 2 weeks ago or something, so. Fireball missed. Yep, that's pretty good stuff. Tesla. Oh, I caught the miner there. That's good. Knight. Okay. And the baby dragon dies, right? Oh, it doesn't die. Skellies. Okay, I'm kind of like watching with you guys here because I forgot what happened. Log. Alright, so at this point, not much I could do. I thought maybe I could fireball cycle the whole game if I did this. Oh yeah, absolutely can't defend the miner, by the way, because if I place anything on it, the golden knight runs a train on me, and it just goes to my tower. And if I play archers behind my tower, he just arrows it, so... Yeah, it was pretty annoying. Knight over here, Tesla, and then I think a firebolt here. Yeah, I kind of had to, right? And then I went Ice Spirit, and it locked on the knight, I think. And I went for a knight again. Tesla again, and then I think I went Fireball and a log, and I couldn't outdamage because this game sucks. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That was so annoying to face, but yeah, I lost by 1 nado tick, dude. That's frustrating. That is actually so frustrating. But yeah, I figured I could still put that in just to show you guys that even the impossible matchups can sometimes be won. I didn't win this one, but it was close. So that's going to be all. I think I put every single matchup I could. And yeah, I tried to make it a little bit more high quality than before. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I love you guys. Bye.